First Light, I really hope you do get around to, because up until Black Flag, First Light was my game of the year so far. That game was a blast.
I
Talk
think it
about
would be
platinum trophies. I
crazy
got
if
a
Black
platinum on
Flag
that.
won Game of the Year. It's not. GTA is
Yeah,
going to win it.
no, and actually, I would be mad if because Black Flag's a
Because it'd
remake, a
be the first.
remaster.
Yeah, that's what I said. It'd probably be the first remaster to ever win it. But GTA is pretty much going to. There's any game that came out this year. Sorry, you're not going to win Game of the Year. You're just not.
Yeah, because I don't think. But see, the thing is, I don't know if GTA or Zelda are going to make the cut, time frame
GTA
wise.
will, Zelda won't.
Yeah. So
November
so I think it'll
games
depend.
November games still make it. December games
Do
don't.
they? Okay.
So if
Yeah.
Zelda comes out in December, it won't.
Yeah. Now it'll hit next year, but
Yeah.
I think the first remake that will be Game of the Year would be Ocarina of Time. All right, welcome back. We are here on August 18th for
Take two.
episode. Take two. Yeah, I know. I had a little bit of an issue starting our recording the first time. And now we're good. So episode 42 today. And technically, fun fact, actually, I was just looking at this before we started recording. So we have technically, as of right now, this exact moment in time, when this episode comes out, we have uploaded 49 episodes onto our hosting platform. Now, even though this is episode 42 formally, the reason we're at 49 is because of some of the 0.5 episodes that I had done with some other creators, Tim and Morgan, and then also some of the Midnight Reflections episodes. Those all count toward the full episode count. Anyway, I say all that to say that next week will be the platform's 50th episode. So
Episodes.
I know, right? So very exciting to think about. But this in our canonically correct episode list is 42. The backlog never sleeps. That's our story mode today. Also, we're going to talk about games that are in our
I like
backlog.
where your mind went on the second possible title.
Oh, when your wish list attacks. Yeah, we go through, there's usually subtitles to these now, so that might be the subtitle. But that's our story mode today, is kind of reviewing games on our list that we're trying to get to, especially before this slew of new releases coming up in the next
because
several
we're
months.
also going to slightly talk about some of the new releases on top of it.
We definitely are. We're definitely going to talk about the backlog, but we're going to talk about some upcoming releases. Also talk about some things we've recently completed or we are currently playing. So this is a very game-centric, game-heavy episode. All things gaming related. Our side quests today, we're going to do loadout. Loadout's our fun one where generally we look at a particular topic and pick. Basically, we've done that a couple different times. Like we did it with nostalgia stuff with like chips and drinks. This one will be a little different today, but loadout will be our first side quest.
I like it.
Yeah, right. I know. I was pretty proud of myself.
I'm good on this one. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's not a game for you to mess up.
It's not a game. It's not a game. We have a few requirements, which we'll talk about when we get to it. But and then we're doing disc of the day, and specifically, disc of the day is where we pick a particular game or series and we discuss that. For this one specifically today is going to be Halo, and the reason it's Halo is because of the Campaign Evolve launch that recently came out, and we'll talk about that, of course. So, I think that about covers it. Did I miss anything for the press start?
No, I think that's good. On the press start, we can hop into our story mode.
Yep, let's jump into our story mode. The backlog never sleeps. All right. So, I feel like I think we did a backlog discussion at the end of the year last year around like with the Game Awards stuff and all of that. Whenever I was putting this episode together, I said, I feel like we've done this, but the backlog.
It was a side quest, and I told there was 5 games that I wanted to beat this year.
That's what it was. So it's so funny, when we get this many episodes in, like we inevitably kind of revisit and talk about some of the same things. I will say, and I think the reason I remember this is because like the first game that's on my backlog. Well, first off, the reason. So for anyone listening who's not a gamer, let's clarify that first of all. I think backlog probably speaks for itself, but if you don't know, all right, anyone who's playing games all the time, we are either jumping between new releases or we are playing, in Austin's case, chronic multiplayer games or, MMOs, something like that. But inevitably, there's a list of
MOBA,
games.
not MMO.
Oh, well, whatever. Well, I was saying MMO because that's what I'm doing right now. Like I jumped back into ESO, but the we have games that we are wanting to play or revisit. Could be games that came out we never got to play, or just the purposes of revisiting, a game. It's just a backlog of games on the list to play that we haven't gotten to for various reasons. Doesn't have to be new games. It could be games we want to revisit. The first thing on my backlog, and you would think, and the thing about the
Wait, is this
backlogs, and the
actually in
reason why,
order to what you want to play?
kind
So,
of,
guys, just
kind of.
everyone knows we have a list. Like we have a master title. If anybody ever got it, to get all of our information about everything for the podcast because it has all the information. So, mine is not in order.
No, mine. It was it was in order because of what came to mind, essentially. But the thing is, we're in a weird period right now where we are in between new releases. I had Black Flag come out, and then the next new release
Yeah,
I
you
have
got
planned.
actually literally, I think 2 weeks from today.
Exactly, we got
Um,
0 Hour coming out, and then the Metal Gear Solid 2 Volume 2 collection. Zero Company. I say 0
thank,
Hour every time.
thank you.
Um, so anyway,
Let's
the
not
reason why
expect that
back
from me.
yeah, I know. The reason why the backlogs get so crazy is because you would think right now I'd be diving into this backlog, but no, we get caught into other things. But
Like
I
on multiplayer games.
exactly. But the first one that comes to mind when I think of my backlog is replaying the Tomb Raider Survivor trilogy. Now, I did finish the first one at the end of last year. And the whole reason I'm wanting to replay these is because of the TV show hype. Like when they announced the Sophie Turner casting and all of that, it just got me. And the new Tomb Raider coming out, or the remake, and
That's
the
what
new
I
one.
thought it was. I thought it was going to be the remake more than
No, it's
the
that
the TV
too.
show makes sense, but I thought it was going to be the remake.
Yeah. Well, because of the remake, and then they are doing a new one. But I did finish the first one, uh, and I have finished the second one before, but I want to replay it. I never played the third one. The third one is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I played the first and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. I have not played Shadow, but I'm not going to play Shadow even though I have played Rise. I want to play them again. And I just haven't had the
Well, it's probably
chance.
been years since you played them, right?
Exactly. Like it's been, I mean, I played them when they first came out. But the reason why, like Shadow, I never played is, and this is what happens: a game will come out that I want to play, but something else comes out that I want to play more, and then I end up not getting into that game. And as much as I love the Tomb Raider games, it just wasn't at the forefront, of my brain. And I have them all. Is the thing. Like I have them all on Steam, and I think they're all available through either Game Pass or PS Plus. So they're easily accessible. So it's not like I need to buy them.
Yeah, but would you pick Tomb Raider or Uncharted?
So that's an interesting question. I will say I like Uncharted probably more, and it's because Tomb Raider has a lot more like puzzles and shit. Not that I don't mind the puzzles and shit, but
Chase
I
likes taking the
spend
easy route,
these days I spend 5 minutes on something. If I
and then
can't
you
figure it out
Google
in
it.
5 minutes, I Google it. Like I don't have the patience for that anymore. Uncharted doesn't really have any of that, or they're super, super easy. Um, like Tomb Raider, when I replayed the first game of the Survivor trilogy, there was a couple times I had to go to Google just to get through. But that's the first one that comes to mind whenever I think backlog. Now, because my list is longer than yours, I'll go ahead and mention my second one too. Um, there was a game that came out on the Switch. It may have come out on other platforms as
Well, I
well,
was
but I
getting ready to
started.
ask because I don't remember this game.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out what this game was.
yes. So, The Adventures of Elliot. This game had a demo that came out on the Switch. So, first off, it's a 2D game. But the gameplay is not like turn-based JRPG style. It's like OG Legend of Zelda. Like it's action RPG, but it's that 2D style. And they had the demo, and I beat the demo. It was like 3 hours worth of content. It wasn't quite as beefy as the Dragon Quest demo, but I had no idea about this game. It's a Square Enix game. I loved it. Like, I enjoyed the crap out of it, but the problem is it came out, like, 2 days before Black Flag, and I knew there was no way I was gonna play it because Black Flag was my cream of the crop, new release that was coming out, So, but The Adventures of Elliot, like, it is very much if you've seen the art style of, like, Octopath Traveler or that new Final
Yeah.
Fantasy
I've
Resonance
heard
game
great
that's
things about that
coming out.
game, and that's another game that I haven't played.
Oh, it's good. It is good, and I've played the first one. I haven't played the second one. I could argue that Octopath Traveler 2 is on my backlog as well, but I haven't played that one yet. But it's on the Switch, and it is one of those where the demo status feeds over. So at some point, I'll get it. But when I factor in everything else that's coming out, this one will probably end up getting sat on until the turn of the year, if I had to guess.
When you have that lull at the beginning of the year normally. Because actually, I don't think there's anything right now that they've announced that comes out beginning of the year. Well, I don't know. You might still be playing Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's the thing between that and GTA.
Oh,
Like
GTA for
it,
sure. Yeah, but you'll
it
you'll need something. That's about well, I say that, but that's about whenever GTA Online should be coming out and stuff. So
that's exactly the problem. Like if they push GTA Online like super far out, that'll be different. But if it launches in December or
yeah,
January,
because
yeah,
I heard
that'll
it.
be
I read somewhere 2 months is what it's looking like this time instead of a month.
yeah. I can believe that. But you're right. I don't think anything is slated for January, February right now. Which usually those are slow months. This year was insane because we started off with a banger with Requiem in February. But but yeah, what all right, so I
So
did two. What's one of yours?
one of mine is actually I'm gonna say that. Go ahead and say this one because I've been playing it. Is the DLC for Zeta A. So I
Oh
bought
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I got Zeta A, played through it, enjoyed it. I bought the DLC right after, but I got so distracted with doing all the just basic side quests that I never played the DLC. Well, Champions came out, which is Chase can tell you how much I've been playing that game.
You Master Ball again?
Not yet. Because I've been playing Zeta A, trying to get because there's a couple ones that I don't have that I can't find them for some reason. Like every time I recruit, I just don't get them.
Right, right,
So
right.
I was trying to catch them in Zeta A and get them transferred over. Um, Garchomp's one of those for some reason I can't find.
Huh.
Um, so I started playing it, and I want to try to get the shiny charm too because shiny hunting was always something that I had fun doing, and it's something that
Yeah,
just kind of kills time when you have it. So that's the thing about the
that was one
Pokemon
of the
game.
first things Brian did was get the shiny charm for the
Well,
shiny
and
Charmin.
from my understanding too, I think it was actually you told me that Brian said something about the DLC makes it easier to get the shiny charm because you can get it because it gives you
Yeah,
more.
it gives you
Uh,
more research things and easier
yeah,
research things to complete. Yeah,
so that's where I'm at. So I haven't unlocked those research things yet, but I'm starting that now, and I'm like 15 levels from being the level 50 with the shiny charm. So that's what that'll be my first run. So
that makes sense. And like you said, you're playing it right now, so you're actually kind of knocking out something from your backlog.
yeah.
Now, another one that I've got, and this is one I feel so bad that I've had this game since it came out and just have not gone back to it. But the Final Fantasy Tactics remake. I think the tag was the Evilise Chronicles for this one. And I mean, you know how much I love tactics based games anyway. I mean, that's why I'm getting Zero Company
So it's a
when
true
it comes
tactics
out.
game. It's not like what was the one on PSP that was labeled tactics, but it wasn't really a tactics game?
Well, they did have Tactics. It was a remake from the PS1, not a remake, but like a port. But it was tactics based. But they did have some that weren't. They had this weird quasi turn based thing, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like the tiles and all that. I the thing about it, like they've got some insane voice casting in this. Like Ben Starr is in it, which is great because Ben Starr is amazing. But it was one. So I remember this game being very hard on PS1, and when I started playing it, I got to a point where I didn't, OG Final Fantasy games, you really had to grind your levels. As you got further into the game, if you didn't grind your levels, you'd have a problem. I did not grind my levels. So I started to kind of struggle. And other games came out. I think it came out around the time as Metal Gear Delta. And I just got put on the back burner. And frankly, it's been so long now that when I go back to it, I'm not going to reload my save. I'm probably going to start from scratch, which is another reason why I haven't gone back
That's
to it. It's
I'm
like,
telling you,
man,
there's 2 games on my backlog that are that I'm looking at right now that I am in that same exact thing because it's been so long since I played them. I have to restart. I will restart it. I won't start it from where I'm at. Like, we'll go ahead and say my next one,
yeah,
Ragnarok, which funny enough is actually on yours. Yours is just a
yeah, yep,
replay. Mine is a full. Like, I haven't ever beat it. I've gotten like a quarter of the way through that game 2 or 3 different times, and then something comes out, or I get hooked back up playing Smite or a multiplayer, and I just don't. I stop playing it, and now I'm like, well, I want to play it, but I need to play it from the beginning because I don't even remember how to play the game. Like,
yeah.
it
That's
took
the
me. I'm
worst
not gonna
part.
lie. When I started playing Zeta A again, I couldn't even remember how to fight. I couldn't remember how to throw a Pokeball. I couldn't remember none of it. So it just took me a while to get back on the swing of it.
Yeah, that's one of my most irritating things about revisiting a game. Um, in the scenario you
Revisiting versus
described,
restarting.
yeah, like if I never ever finished it ever, and I go back to visit a game that I have a save file for, I'm just starting over. Like there is no point in trying to pick up where I left off. I did the same thing with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now there was another reason that I restarted it, but it was the same thought
It
process.
was a simpler
Uh,
time back in the day whenever you had, like, an N64 and you only had, like, 4 buttons, and it made it real easy.
Yes.
So,
Well, and some of it is story related too. Like if there's a very heavy story game that I didn't finish, I also don't remember. Now, a lot of games now do have when you load the save, they do like a recap of whatever the story is. So you can be up to speed on that. But from a control perspective, like I swear to God, somebody needs to develop a feature in a game that knows how long it's been since you turned on that game. And when you
so it
load
can
your
read.
save file, it immediately like loads you into a tutorial and
It would
just is
save me
like,
a lot of
hey,
time because there's times like I said, Ragnarok, I wouldn't have to keep completely restart because like even Ragnarok, like I remember the second time I started playing through it, I remember the story. Like I genuinely remember the story. I just don't remember the game.
yeah.
Like I
And
don't
that's
remember
the
how to
thing.
play.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Literally, it just says, "Oh, it's been a while, so let's load up a tutorial section or something like that." You know, and of course, what's so funny is I've said this for years. Somebody needs to develop this and put it in a game, which is great. There was an article like 2 months ago or something where Hideo Kojima said that he wants to cook a feature into one of his games that like if you leave a game for a long time and before you load a save, he wants it to like deteriorate your character or something like that. Like he wants to penalize people for like leaving a game and then coming back. Like you come back and like your
That's too much.
inventory's gone or something. And I'm like, dude, whoa. No. Let's not do that. Like, come on. But he's always into that quirky shit.
Yeah.
But no, Ragnarok's on my list too. And I technically did I think I told you I had one of those days where I don't want to play
I remember
anything,
you telling me you
but
started playing it, messing with it again.
yeah, I don't want to play anything, but I want to play everything. And I end up playing 30 different games in one
Yeah, it
day.
was you said Saturday you or something like that. You had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So I booted up Ragnarok, played it for about 2.5 hours. Now I haven't touched it since. It was just, so the bad part is when I get back to it on my log, I'll probably start it over, depending on how long it is. Um, now another one that I've got on my list, and I think we had the conversation because you were shocked that I hadn't played it because I think you got really fired up when they announced the remaster. But the
Which I
Wolf
think that's
Among
actually
Us,
supposed to be coming out on the first one's supposed to be coming out soon on Switch.
yeah. Well, and so I have it. I have it on Steam, but I've never played Wolf Among Us. I love the Telltale games. Like I played the Walking Dead ones. I played one or two of the Borderlands ones. I did the Batman one. But I just never played Wolf Among Us. But with the hype around them doing a sequel, and I know you were fired up about it when we talked about Summer Game
I
Fest. That
like
was one
these
of the ones.
games. I like the games like this. This
Yeah.
one is what is it? The Guardians game.
Oh yeah, Guardians did a Telltale too. I forgot about that.
Guardians did one.
They
I
did
think
a
it comes
Game of
out,
Thrones one
I actually
too.
think Wolf Among Us comes out in October.
Yeah. But I'm obviously not going to play the sequel until I play the first one. So it's on my backlog. Either I'm going to play it on Steam because I have access to it, or the new one that launches. Like that's a perfect game for like the Switch. So I may
Yeah.
get it on the Switch.
Well, that's what actually. It says they're releasing both of them on the Switch because they're doing the remaster of the original
Right.
plus they're getting, and usually those come out at $20 too.
Yeah. They
So
generally don't seem to
all the Telltale games are
be
20, 30
greedy.
bucks. I've never seen them more than that. But the other thing too, whenever those games first released, I don't remember if they did it with Guardians and stuff, but they were like Dispatch where they released an episode at a time.
Episodically, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, frankly, that mechanism, I'm actually okay with for those kinds of games. I think that because I loved how Dispatch did it. Where it released each week. Now you paid one price for the full game, and then it came
Yep.
out, an episode a week. I would not want to do that where each episode was $20 and I had to pay $20 a week. Like
Right.
if Dispatch came out, I think it was $30, and
Oh
then
yeah,
you had
no,
five
no.
episodes.
I've never seen one do that, but I get what you're saying. I agree 100%.
Yeah, perfect mechanism.
So
Which for all intents and purposes, I probably need to put an honorable mention of Dispatch on here for a
I was
backlog
literally just
because
thinking about it. Like I need to play through and get the other because I know there's the where you follow
there's other endings, yeah, where you
well
go
no,
after
where
Invisigal,
you what's I've done forgot the name. Uh
Invisigal or Blonde
Not
Blazer.
her, the other one. Blonde Blazer. So
Blonde
I want to
Blazer,
follow
yeah.
Blonde Blazer and see what how that story ends up.
Well, and it's on Game Pass now. So for me,
Oh,
where
that would be
like
one like so we do a lot of stuff where we'll play stuff in a Discord together. So you play it on Game Pass, and then everyone makes a decision because it's not really like it's just a story. So
that would be interesting.
that would be fun.
Oh my
That was something
god.
we did it. We did it the other day in one of my other Discords. We were
Yeah,
Wayne does it, so Wayne will stream with Requiem. He streamed it to the Discord, and so everyone like I wasn't there, but a couple of our buddies would watch him play through Requiem. So
that's pretty funny. I didn't think about that. But no, the
yeah.
fact it's on Game Pass, like I could replay it, get achievements and all that. Um,
Well,
but yeah, go ahead. What
I
else
was
you
gonna say,
got?
my next one. So we made a comment about it earlier. I finally beat Red Dead Redemption after all these years. So
Oh, that's right. You beat the first one, right?
yeah, I beat the first Red Dead Redemption. So I need to eventually play RDR2. Um,
Yes, you do.
well, and RDR1 was good, but you could tell it was older. Like I talked to Chase about this. Like you can tell it was an older game still.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, and I think I put like 20 something hours in RDR. Like I only had like it wasn't very long. And then everyone I've talked to is like, no, you're gonna have like hundreds of hours in RDR2. Like it's completely
Yeah.
different the way it plays. Like
Yeah.
so
I think
technically on my backlog, I have not only do I have RDR2 that I need to beat, but I need to beat the Undead Nightmare from RDR1 because it came with
I forgot about that DLC.
yeah. So it came with it on mine. So that like
Right.
I liked
Yeah.
RDR. It was just you could tell it was an older game. Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
It definitely shows its age. Red Dead Redemption 2 holds up extremely well. So you won't feel the age of RDR2, but you'll definitely and frankly, you play games like differently than I do. Like the fact that it took me 80 hours to finish RDR2, I guarantee you'll be at 100. Like I guarantee it because you like to
Yeah,
do more stuff.
Yote was the biggest example of that.
Dude,
So
facts. I think you were
yeah,
at like 10 or 15 hours more than I did on Yote.
yeah, I think I ended it almost. I think I had almost 60 in it.
Yep, yep. 'Cause I think I capped it about 43,
Yeah, and
which is
but
just
I
nuts.
platinumed that bad boy. That bad boy's platinumed.
Which is impressive. I will give
So
you kudos on that. Now, kind of on brand with Wolf Among Us, but I have played most of these games. I haven't played all of them, but these games that are called the Dark Anthology games, they've done several, so they're just like Wolf Among Us in those Telltale games in the sense that it's story driven. You make decisions. It's like Until Dawn. Characters can die, they stay dead. It's all based on your decisions. Bunch of different endings, and they've had Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, Devil in Me, and Directive 8020. I have played Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes. I have not played The Devil in Me or Directive 8020. And I need to. These games, first off, they're amazing. I don't know if you ever played them at all, Austin. But to your point about Discord, these games have a multiplayer element built into them with like where you can play as multiple, like where different players play as specific characters. And so the decisions that are made are, different and unique. And these games are awesome. And like, so at some point, and the thing I like about them is you can beat them, their story and all, in 10 hours or less in a single
That's
playthrough.
what's so good about like Wolf Among Us and Dispatch and like all the Telltale games and like what is it, Walking Dead has Telltale games. They're
Yep.
all they're not very big games, so they don't take a ton of space on your system, whatever system you decide to play with. And on top of that, you can beat them in 8, 10 hours, 6 hours, then
Ex-
play through it again.
e-
Those games are the games that you buy those and in the thought that it's only that you're going to play them more than once. Does that make sense?
oh,
Like
yeah.
$20, $30, whatever it might be, for a game that I'm gonna play 2 or 3 times because I want to see the different stuff that can happen if I make the decisions. It's fantastic.
And that's how those games are. They're just like Until Dawn and all those in the sense that there are like so many different endings. Now, given you've got your big beefy games like Detroit Become Human that are 20 hours
Yeah.
long or 18 hours long, but these are all quick. So I don't think I realized until I just looked at it that obviously I'm itching for some decision based stuff sitting in my backlog the way that it is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with my next one that because we actually have a couple of them that are the same. So like Ragnarok was the same. We got a couple
Yep.
that are two more that we both have. So we'll do those together. But first
Yep.
light. Um
Oh, dude.
well, if you remember, I was trying to play it on my portal, and then I had to move and some other stuff. So it just made it almost impossible for me to play. Um which it's another one. I'm not far enough in that I think I'm okay. Like, I don't think I'll have to restart it. Like, I didn't play more than I think I played like a mission or two. So
Right.
it's a one that I just need to sit down and play. Like on nights that no one's on, just go hop over to PlayStation, play a couple hours. So Chase will tell you if I have people to play multiplayer games with, I'm gonna play multiplayer 95% of the time.
Yeah, which and I will tell you, First Light, I really hope you do get around to because up until Black Flag, First Light was my game of the year so far. That game was a blast.
I
Talking
think it
about
would be
platinum trophies, I
crazy
got
if
a
Black
platinum on
Flag
that.
won Game of the Year. It's not. GTA is
Yeah,
gonna win it
no, and actually, I would be mad if because Black Flag's a
because
remake,
it'd
a
be the first.
remaster.
Yeah, that's what I said. It'd probably be the first remaster to ever win it, but GTA is pretty much gonna. There's no any game that came out this year. Sorry, you're not gonna win Game of the Year. You're just not.
Yeah, because I don't think. But see, the thing is, I don't know if GTA or Zelda are going to make the cut, time frame
GTA
wise.
will, Zelda won't.
Yeah. So so I think it'll depend.
November games still make it. December games
Do they?
don't.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
Zelda comes out in December, it won't.
Yeah. Now it'll hit next year, but
Yeah. So
I think the first remake that will be game of the year would be Ocarina of Time, frankly.
yeah,
But yeah, Double O Seven is definitely one that you've got to dive into. Now we both have talking about Pokemon. I know you said ZA, but we both have Pokemon on our list. Now I have Fire Red.
I have Leaf Green. So it actually,
Y-
but it's the same game.
Yeah, same game.
Actually, I was on it. I was sitting around one day and I needed something that I could just kind of passively play, and I played it a little bit. I just got through Mount Moon, so I'm literally only on the second gym. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think I have
See,
four Pokemon. I have a Spearow, a Mankey. My starter
you're early.
was
Oh,
who did
Bulbasaur,
I
I'm
start
sure,
with?
right? Did you not start
Yeah,
with Bulbasaur?
yeah, I started with Bulbasaur.
Oh, okay. All right. All
Bulbasaur,
right.
but I was trying to think of who my third. Oh, and a Pikachu. Those are my four Pokemon right now. But I just got to Cerulean, so I went to get Sandshrew because I like having Sandslash.
Yeah, I'm at the was it Victory Road or
Oh, so
whatever
you're
at the
close.
end. Well, the problem is those OG Pokemon games don't
Don't have the
have the
experience
legit
share. So you have
experience
one
share.
Pokemon that's like level 70 or 80, and the rest of your Pokemon are like level 40.
Yeah, and so I need to go grind. And the problem is
I
I
try
don't
really hard
have.
not to do that. I try really hard not to do that. So, like,
Yeah,
I
and
will
I
sit and level.
as you go. Yeah, I forgot that thought. So that's why I just need to go back and
My
spend the
buddy,
time.
my buddy actually was talking about that because he had his starter was like level, like you said, like 75 or something like that, and his next highest Pokemon was like level 50.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. Which I mean, it
So
does have the holding experience share, but it's stupid.
yeah.
Um,
Then you got a couple
eh,
replays, right? Just straight replays.
yeah, I've got two replays on here: Final Fantasy 16 and Metal Gear
You
Solid
loved
5.
that game though when it came out. I remember you
Oh,
talking
dude.
very, very highly of that.
Dude, the thing about 16, I didn't know it was coming out. Like, it just happened to be in a year that I guess I wasn't as engaged as I normally am. And literally, I saw an announcement. They said there was a demo. I played the demo, fell in love, bought the game, and played the crap out of it. Got both DLCs, played both DLCs. And the whole thing with that is, I'm getting ready to upgrade my computer. And obviously, I could replay it on PlayStation. That's fine. I could totally play it on PlayStation.
But
But
you're
the
all about being
idea,
able to play it on something else and getting achievements or
yeah, and I
trophies
don't,
or whatever it
yeah,
might
and
be.
I don't platinum hunt or anything if it has to deal with difficulty, which this one does. Like it wants you to play it on the highest difficulty, which I'm not going to do. But it's just something about the little
I wonder if
notifications.
Scott's beat that on the highest difficulty. I would assume so, right?
That one I don't know because that one's not your traditional. I mean, what people consider traditional Final Fantasy, it's more
Yeah.
action oriented. But that one is definitely on my list to replay, specifically on PC. But then Metal Gear Solid 5, obviously I've played Metal Gear Solid 5, but just because I've replayed in the last year Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, obviously we did Delta because of the remake. And I mean, Volume 2 is going to have 4 and Peace Walker on it. So 5 is just on the list to go back and revisit. Technically, I've done Ground Zeroes, which was the prequel. But those are replays on my
So,
list
well,
for sure.
my next one is a replay. Majora's Mask. Like I know I made a comment about wanting to play through it. It's on the N64 screen. So I got to I'm about to be in the first temple on it. So, but I spent a little bit of time getting masks and stuff that I didn't need and things of that nature. So, I'm not super far in it, but I'm not but like I mean, that game is one of those like if I was to get on tonight and just grind, I could probably get through the first temple and then probably get close to where I was getting the Goron mask and being the second temple. Um, but I don't know. Like, where
I
does this
feel like
game
I
at?
need that on my list because I don't think I ever played Majora's.
Majora's
I've
Mask is
watched.
fantastic. Majora's Mask is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
I've
have a
been
friend of mine. Her
seeing.
name's Kelsey that I've known her since high school. She texted me the other day. We've been friends for years, and she is currently going. So she's a teacher. So on summer break, she played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, on the 3DS. Like she opened her 3DS and got her 3DS back going and played the
Oh,
Majora's Mask on 3DS, the Ocarina of Time on 3DS. She played
those HD
through
remasters look good on the 3DS.
she played through Skyward Sword. She's a big Zelda slash Mario person. Big Zelda Mario
Would she
person.
do Twilight? Was Twilight Princess on that list too?
No, because it was never remade onto the Switch or the newer consoles, and I don't think she has a GameCube. She played
It,
but now she
they did
might
an
have
HD remake on the Wii U, but
actually actually I think that she might have made because I know she plays some of the stuff on the Wii.
yeah.
So
So
Twilight
see,
Princess would
they
work.
did.
So
Yeah, and well, yeah, it was on the regular Wii. They did an HD remake, I think, on the Wii U.
they did.
But yeah,
So she might have. I don't
um,
know, but she was sending me pictures, and it was like the credits rolling on each one of them. So I know she beat Majora's. I know she beat Ocarina. I think she beat Skyward Sword because she loves Skyward Sword. She was a big Skyward Sword fan. Which I
yeah,
like Skyward
I
Sword.
got that. I got that when it released on the Switch.
Switch.
I was just looking for something to play.
The whole reason I
Uh,
didn't play it on the original Wii was the motion controls, and you can turn them off on the Switch, and it made the game fun. Like it made the game awesome.
exactly. I didn't. The novelty of that has worn off for
I
me.
think she also beats
Um,
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom too. So like she had a productive summer. She also just had a kid, so she was at
I
home
would
with the
say
kid a lot.
so. Yeah, well, that sounds like it's productive as all get out for damn sure.
So
Um, Now, the other one on my list that isn't a dual list game that we'll talk about in a second, but Moonlighter two. There's a sequel. You know how I like my cozy games, right? Like my Stardew Valley,
yeah,
my Traveler's Rest, stuff like that.
you
So
tell me about this.
Moonlighter, the first, yeah, you have a shop and you have to go and dungeon crawl and you find items and then you go back to your shop and you sell the items. You got to stop
Mhm.
thieves and upgrade the town. You know, typical kind of cool cozy game. Well, there's a sequel and I have it on Steam. I bought it the day it came out. Haven't
You just
played
ain't played it at
it.
all.
No. So it's and the thing about that game is
That's one
it is
usually
a
I'm
perfect
surprised though, because you usually play it in the background while you're playing something else.
exactly. This
So
one, the because the dungeon crawling is a little more engaging than some of those other ones. Like with Stardew, I can just leave it be while shit happens, you know. But but it's a perfect Steam Deck game, so I have it installed on my Steam Deck too. It's just I haven't. Again, there's been so many other things. That's the purpose of a backlog, you know. So it's
yeah.
just chilling.
So my last game before we get to the duo is Spider-Man. Because for some reason I've got it. I've had it since it came out, but I was playing other stuff and I just never played it. Like I just didn't play
See,
it.
and right now is the perfect time to be in that hype. After we just saw the movie
Yeah.
and all that.
So, but
Yeah,
and then
before I forget, the Spider-Man 2 also they added the brand new day suit in there too.
yeah, because you were sending us pictures and stuff on it.
Oh yeah, I
So,
did, didn't I? Yeah, it's in
yeah.
the Discord. Yeah.
So, and then the last game that we both have is one that just came out. So it's on the backlog, but it just came
Recently.
out like last week or 2 weeks ago. Beast of
Yeah.
Reincarnation, made by Game Freak, which is of course one of my top
An
places.
absolute pivot from their normal
Oh
content,
yeah,
you know?
which is crazy that they come out with this game and it is not on Switch.
Oh, I know. Like, I mean, it blows my mind. They've done Pokemon for 40 years, 30 years, however long it is. And in this game, I will say when I heard about it, I was intrigued and all that. My issue, of course, is it looked like a Souls like, which means difficult and hard. So it was not going to be on my backlog, but it came out on Game Pass. I booted it up, played it for about 45 minutes the other day, realized they have a story difficulty mode, which makes it super easy. And for the 45 minutes I played, gameplay was cool. Like I was digging it. The story didn't grab me right out of the gate, which is why it's going to sit in the backlog for a little
Yeah,
while.
I was talking to a buddy. He didn't sign up for Game Pass. Well, a game we're going to talk about here in a few, Mistfall was on Game Pass, and then he was like, "You know what? I think Beast of Reincarnation's coming out on Game Pass." So he got it or he ended up re-signing up for Game Pass because he was like, "I have that's at least 2 games. That's worth it for at least a month, 2 months or so." So, but I think
Yeah,
the game has a lot of possibilities, especially when I found out who was making the game. I was like, okay, well that I would feel pretty bad not playing a game they created. So,
right. I mean, you gotta show the love, you know.
yeah. So the last game that I didn't write on here intentionally is Expedition 33.
I hate that you have not prioritized that. I understand. I
Well,
do.
I've decided that because I think the Switch release is coming out this year. It's still supposed to come out at
Yeah,
the end of the year.
yeah.
So
Now
it's
that's a
it's
good point.
it's very hard right now for me. I mean, like with the boys and stuff, like I gotta
The
play
Switch is
stuff
kind of your go-to right now.
that's if it's not on the Switch, it's Switch or on when I'm sitting at my computer. But when I'm sitting at my computer, most of the time I'm recording podcasts or I'm playing games with buddies or like on multiplayer games or something like that. So I don't prioritize my
Right.
time a lot for single player. Whereas I can play a game that I can play, put my Switch in sleep mode, go play with my sons for a couple minutes, do whatever they want to do, and then whenever they want to chill and just watch TV or something for a minute, I can pick it back up, play a little bit. So that's why a lot of those, if they're not on the Switch, it's hard for me to mess with.
Now I will say I have played and beaten that on Steam. I've played and beaten it on Xbox. I've played and beaten it on PlayStation. When it comes out on the Switch too, I will play and beat it on the Switch too. But I will say, I will see your Game of the Year winner delayed backlog game and
which is
match it
bad
with
because I'm over halfway done with it on
yeah.
the PS5.
Well, I have Baldur's Gate 3, another Game of the Year game that
Yeah, but
and
there's
the reason
reasons
why
why.
yeah, well, I had an issue with a bug, but also it doesn't run worth a shit on my computer. When I upgrade my computer, it's one of the ones I'm going to install. So,
Yeah, so
um, now I want to make sure I mean, we're doing fine on time, and we are going to talk about some upcoming goodness. Before we get to, so that's the backlog stuff. But before we get to upcoming games, uh, some of the recently completed stuff. You know, we've had some new releases this
we can go
year.
through these
Oh yeah, yeah.
pretty quick.
I, I will say for me, my most recently completed game is the most recent new release, and that was the Halo Campaign Evolved remake. Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it right now because we're going to talk about the Halo series in our side quest disc of the day. But that's my most recent completed game.
Yeah, like
Um,
I don't really have a completed game, I guess you can say. I've played quite a bit of the
well, I
Palo
guess
Alto
Red
tape.
Dead.
Well, Red Dead would be it, but it's not really like it's been probably a month or so.
Oh
But
yeah, okay,
I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
playing the Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Oh yeah, that's right.
or not Rebirth, remake.
Yeah, that's right. You're
I'm on
working on
remake. You
remake.
did
I
Rebirth.
I just finished Rebirth. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm on chapter like 11 or 12 or something like that out of 18, so I'm
Be
a little bit
be
over
careful.
halfway there. So, um I I mean, I enjoy the game, but like I really, 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 really like the first like 4 or 5 chapters. And then I kind of had to take a break from it, and then I came back and I've been playing like a chapter at a time.
Yeah, I know
So,
Howie's going to be listening and like clutching his pearls, but look, I struggle to get through Rebirth as well. I know it's his jam, and I can appreciate it for what it is, but it takes a level of focus, I would say.
yeah. So,
Um, Now, I will say, I already mentioned that Black Flag is my kind of unofficial game of the year so far, and I say that because of how much I've enjoyed it. Um, I've got a platinum trophy on that, and I'll tell you this: I did a TikTok because the last trophy I had to get was kind of a pain in the ass. So I did a TikTok explaining, "Hey, here's a tip on how to get this trophy." People have been going nuts for that video. People have been saving it and all kinds of stuff. So it's obviously been helpful, which is great. But that game, oh, it's so good. It looks beautiful. The shanties, the everything was amazing. It was great.
yeah. So,
Um,
mine that I've been playing the most now though is Mistfall Hunter. That game is fantastic. Like I played it yesterday or yeah, I don't remember if I played last night, but a couple days ago I played with a couple of buddies, and that game, it's just fun, but it's pure multiplayer. Like there's no PvE. Like
it's like a medieval extraction game, right?
it's a medieval extraction game, which actually there was supposed to be a patch today, so I need to get on there and see and make sure it's updated. But
Oh,
yeah, that's what it is, man. It's just it's a ton of fun. Like I really like extraction, like the extraction shooters. Like I played a lot of Tarkov. I haven't played it recently, but I used to play it all the time. So
well, and I was that same way when Arc Raiders came out. The FOMO was real. Like Peanut was playing it, obviously. Y'all were talking about it, and I was like, man, I kind of want to get it. And but even you all told me it's like, well, look, it's PvP. I don't know if you're gonna like it, but the FOMO was real, and I got Arc Raiders, and I actually loved it. Like I had some bad experiences with you all, but when I played by myself, I didn't really encounter any griefers. So but I acknowledge that those games are notorious for having griefers in it. So yeah,
well, it
I
also
won't
just depends
touch
on how you play too. Well, and Arc Raiders did that weird
true.
thing where like not weird thing, but like that thing where it's
The
like if you fought other people, they tried to argue that that was what it was or something like that. Like now they came out and said that that wasn't the case, that it was just
right.
lucky matchmaking.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
But
No, and yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I mean, there were games I do be just simply because there was times like I would get in and I would not have anybody shoot at me, and then there was times I would get in and everyone's. I think it depends on how many people you play with. I think when you're in
E
solos,
exactly. Yes, that's what
I
I
don't
think
think
was
it's
the
I don't think it's the however much you fight depends on the lobby you get. I think it's solos people are a
solos
lot
or
more
parties.
likely to go our separate ways. Duos are kind of in the
Y
middle, and then when you're in a trio, everyone wants to fight.
yeah, exactly. I think I agree. Um, and, I will say, I mean, I've talked about all these new releases on different episodes. So, I mean, like, I finished 007. I finished Lego Batman, that was also amazing. But here recently, in this kind of gap between
Yeah, I've been
when
playing a lot of it.
Halo came out, and then of course we've got the Star Wars and Metal Gear in a couple weeks. I, man, I've been like I had a phase where I was bouncing between Destiny 2 because when they announced that Destiny 2 was shutting down, I was like maybe I should revisit it, and it was on PS Plus, so Destiny 2 revisiting that was a good time. GTA Online totally went back. How many pictures did I send you
You
of
send us a
my
lot.
weed business and my cocaine
Yeah, you
business
send
and
us
all
quite
that
a
on
bit.
GTA? And but here in the last 2 weeks, the 3 main games that I have been playing have been Slay the Spire 2, that's in early access on Steam. I went back to ESO for a little bit. I'm working on another level 50 character. Hands down, my most played MMO of all time. Guild Wars used to be, but definitely ESO now. And then Howie and I've been playing with uh, the other folks. I don't think we've name dropped them on the pod yet, so I don't know if that's okay. So I'll leave that as the other folks for now. I've been playing Enshrouded like crazy, and I mean those survival crafting games are the shit. Like they are great time killers.
They're
Like
fun.
we've been
That's what
having a
got me with Power World.
blast.
If Jacob wouldn't
Oh
have
yeah, that had an update.
well, the Power World update, like I said, we talked about it a minute ago, and I played a lot of it when it first updated. We bought a server. I played really heavy, and then I had to go to work. Well, Jacob was off work. Jacob was so far ahead of me when I got back on, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. Like I can't. I'm so far behind. So
Well, in that, so I was the same way with Power World. I got really overwhelmed. Same thing happened with me in Ark too, which it has to deal with raising critters and
Ark's one
stuff.
of those that I love that game.
Yeah, in
I have
in
played
in
so
Shroud.
much of that game.
Well, what was funny was Enshrouded is I played the crap out of it when it first released, like a year and a half ago. So when they talked about wanting to revisit it, this doesn't happen very often. And I am still basking in the glory of the fact that I am still currently a higher level than Howie on that game. And it's because I used my pre-existing character. Now he's going to pass me up before too long and rub it in my face, which is fine. But I'm a sucker for those survival games,
I like them.
and
Well, you played
they're
Valheim a
so
lot
much
too.
fun. Oh yeah, which will when we get to the upcomings, we'll talk about that. But I'll tell you another one that completely came out of nowhere. Um, the Sparking Zero DLC.
Hmm.
They didn't have a date for that. Like we knew it was coming when I did the live stream earlier in the year when they announced all the Dragon Ball content. They announced this DLC with all the new characters, all these Dragon Ball characters, Super 17, all that. They also announced the Ultimate moves. I think I've sent you all videos of all of them, like the Family Kamehameha, the the one from Lord Slug, a couple of the other ones. But there's a whole new like single player mode in it with this
Yeah,
like
I do
kind
remember
of
you telling me that.
they call it this limit breaking journey. It's basically like a roguelike. And I mean, dude, it's so cool. Like that has been a great like
Time
thing to
killer
have up.
DLC, like
Yeah,
fill it
like
up.
I'll
So
like what I've done, like I've had Fortnite on my Switch, and then I'll have the Dragon Ball, and I'll do a couple Dragon Ball fights, start a Fortnite match, and then when I can pause Dragon Ball, play through the Fortnite match, and then jump over to Dragon Ball again. So that's another one. I guess Fortnite is one I should add to this list too, because I always jump in and
well,
play a
I
little
was
bit
gonna
of
say
Fortnite.
my other one is League. I play a lot of League still, so League and Smite. Which I haven't played as much Smite recently, just because we pretty much only play that if there's more than one of us. But League is one that I've still played quite a bit of too. League of Legends.
Yeah, I saw you playing Overwatch the other day too.
Yeah, that was kind of a whim. We were sitting there and It was on. I mean, it's part of BattleNet, so which is part of Game Pass, so it's free to download.
Oh
So we
yeah.
downloaded it for free, and it gives us all the characters and all that. So it was just kind of on a whim, and we were like, "Sure, we'll download it and play it." And we played quite a bit of it. I was having fun with it.
Yeah, that's the only first person game that I've ever played mouse and keyboard, by the way. Like whenever I play
I can
COD
see
or
it on
anything,
that
if I,
game. I can see it on
yeah,
that game.
on that game for some reason I felt okay, but like a
Yeah,
COD or a Halo, I'm using a controller.
yeah. So,
Um,
but
but
now
that's
we can
good.
go
That's
to
kind of what
some.
we're playing now. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, now we can go up to some upcoming games because there's a couple of them. Um, so I'm gonna start off with there's games that we're gonna want to play, right? But
That may
with
either get
with
played or get added to the backlog.
yeah, well, but this one, even though it doesn't come out to October, and I know that's why you have it a little bit farther down the list, the beta just came out.
Oh, E-Day.
The
Is that
beta
what
was
you're talking
just
about?
live last weekend. Yeah.
Yes.
So I watched a lot of gameplay. Or I watched this. I watched. There was one night that I stayed up. Probably. I think the beta came out on Thursday. And I had to stay up because I was. Or no, it was earlier in the week. I think it played all week last week, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But I was up because I had to stay up to try to stay up through the night. And I watched somebody play. Just go like, it's something to watch. It
Did it look all right?
it doesn't look bad. It's weird. It kind of has like the last years when you'd watch it, it looked super, 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 super fast paced.
Mhm.
This one still looks like it tries to be, but it's somehow slowed down. And that's what he was literally talking about it on the stream, like talking about how it feels slowed down and stuff like that. So now, of course, it's
Yeah,
just a
I
multiplayer beta. So,
right.
but
Well, and that's the thing. Like Gears is one that for me will probably hit the backlog probably immediately because of when it's
the
releasing.
I think Gears is one of those though. Like, if you're not going to play the multiplayer, like Rob will probably get in and play the multiplayer. I would
Oh,
assume.
100%.
Um,
100%.
but if you're not going to play the multiplayer, then you're not gonna. You kind of just wait because you're not gonna. You want to play the story with somebody most of the time,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah, I forgot about that being co-op for the story. That would
yeah, so
be
that'll be
yeah.
one that like between that and actually you got a couple of co-op games out here.
Yeah, I know. There I mean, and technically did I put yeah, I got Orbitals on here too.
Yeah, that's one of them that I
Um
was gonna make sure you put on there.
yeah. No, now I mean, the most recent release, and technically by the time this episode comes out, it has released already, but the Marvel token game.
Yeah.
And that, like, look, I will play it. Now, I know it's a hyper competitive fighting game, which means I'm
Well,
not gonna
it's
play it online.
the problem with me with that game is as much as I would like to play it because of the content that's in it, it's gonna play like Marvel Ultimate Alliance almost from everything I've seen, where it's like you pick three characters and you kind of switch in, like have a backup character. Those are not my type of fighting games, so I probably won't play much of it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it just looks really cool. So I feel like it's going straight to the backlog. I will play it at some point, um, but it's a backlog game now.
Yeah.
Um, so of course, the biggest thing this month for me is the Metal Gear Solid Volume 2 collection. Like, look, I know, and I'm gonna let you speak your piece because I have the other one pre-ordered
Well,
as well.
this is the problem. This is the problem. We'll let you do your Metal Gear, and this is we'll talk about Star Wars.
Well, you know what? You know what? Go ahead. So Star Wars Zero Company also comes out,
On the
but go
same
ahead,
day.
talk Star Wars. Talk Star
Well,
Wars.
the only thing with it is I've told you before, and I've even said it on here. I'm so hit or miss on tactics games. So with this being a full on tactics game, it could be one of two things. It could be I play so much of it I have 100 hours in it, or it could be I put 15 or 20 hours in it and just try my best to just rush through the story. Will I play through the story? 100%. Like there's no chance that I don't play through the story and try to beat it. I beat every other Star Wars game that comes out, but recently. But I don't know. I just Tactics games are super hit or miss. I say that as there's another tactics game that I want to play coming out this year with Fire Emblem, but Zero Company is one of them that, and I think even you said something about it, like you were gonna try to play it, and I know you
Yeah,
have it
so
pre-ordered.
I do, and so Zero Company is one. Like the thing with Metal Gear, like I'm fired up for Metal Gear, and that's what I'm gonna play first. But I know for a fact that I will beat Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker in rapid succession pretty quickly. So after that, um, there's going to be a gap between um, between when Star Wars and Zero Company come
Dude,
out and the next games
that
in
you're actually
September.
playing, which is Wolverine and stuff.
So yeah, so Zero Company, like it's going to be on the backlog, but not long because as soon as I finish Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker, I'm jumping right into Zero Company.
Yeah.
And that's going to be what I'm going to play because those tactics games are perfect for multitasking because I mean it's turn based, da da da. So that's when I'll be multitasking either. Well, I won't be multitasking Spark and Zero, but I might be playing Fortnite or something on the Switch, but also playing Zero Company.
You'll take your turn on Zero Company, do whatever, then you can wait. It'll be ready for your turn and stuff again. So, well, that's your same thing.
Exactly.
Like you were saying a minute ago with Fire Emblem. Like you can do the same thing with Fire Emblem. So both of those games are going to
Yes.
be they're.
Yeah, and I forgot to put Fire Emblem on this list, but that'll be a
You have it
backlog
on
for
there.
me.
Fire Emblem Fortune
Do I?
Week's on there.
Do I? Oh yeah, I sure do. Damn. All right. I
So,
can't read.
well, I'm going to get to a point. Um, well, go. Probably biggest game on here is the next one. So
Yeah, well, September is absolutely insane because we've got Wolverine, we've got Ace Combat 8, Control Resonant, Onimusha. All those are hitting in September.
see,
And
there's
tech,
only there's two of those that I really want to play. I might check out Ace Combat, but Wolverine and Onimusha are the ones that I'm gonna play.
well,
I
and
will probably play.
technically also Valheim launches on the PS5 in September. And then also Gears E Day hits in September.
I thought it was in October.
And is it October? It is. It's the first week of October.
I was gonna say it's like that
Um,
first week of October.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
but that's those
October's gonna hit, and I'm pretty much done because Kingdom Hearts comes out. So
right, well, so that's the thing. Those September games, which also, by the way, Wolverine today, so not the 18th, but the day we're recording, they announced hardware for Wolverine. They've got the face plates for the PS5, and then they also announced a controller. So I don't know when those pre-orders are going to go up, but I'm kind of waffling on that. But September's huge, and then once we get into October, you mentioned Gears right at the start of this. I skipped over Orbitals very quickly, but Orbitals is a week after Zero
well,
Company
Orbitals we
and
talked about that because that's one of them that we're gonna want to play together.
play
So
together. Yeah, so it'll be backlogged until our schedules align. But October, you got Gears E Day, and on the same day as Gears E Day, you've got Star Wars Galactic Racer.
what's crazy is,
So
as much as I would say I want to say I'm gonna play E Day that day. I'm not playing E Day that day.
you're not playing E Day
So,
that day.
I'll probably play it to be honest, because Galactic Racer is one of them. Well, but then again, I read somewhere that Galactic Racer is going to have a story mode. Like
Yeah, it's got
it's
like a
actually
story
going to have
mode
a
and like
story
a
mode,
and
and
like a
then it's going to be
roguelike mode.
multiplayer. Like
Yeah.
so,
And then yes, Kingdom Hearts hitting on the Switch. Like
I'm
2
telling
days
you, if
after
that hits
that.
on the Switch, like that'll cover me until I'll probably play COD when it comes out in GTA, but that'll be all I play pretty much. And besides my multiplayer games, like that'll be the only single player games I play. They're Kingdom Hearts.
That's the thing. You'll have Kingdom Hearts come out, and then the next one kind of on your radar is COD, and you've got 2.5 or 3 weeks in between that. So, now for Kingdom Hearts, that's not a lot of time.
No, I
But
might get through the first one if I can actually sit down and play it.
right. I mean, now given I have the Final Fantasy Resonance on my radar for that time, that looks amazing. Now you got Switch Sports Resorts coming out. Now, look, I know I said earlier that the novelty of motion controls has worn off, but I do still like it on occasion. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It may just go straight to the backlog. But after that, of course, Modern Warfare 4 will be dropping. And then there is another one before I mention the last two big ones that are on this list. there's another game that's coming out. I don't know if they have a locked in date for it yet. Um, but it's called Emberville, and it's another cozy game, like a Stardew Valley kind of thing. But the voice cast for this game is insane. They did an advertisement. They have Troy Baker, they have Ben Starr, they have Jennifer English, they have everybody in this game, and it's just a cozy game. I
On that
can't
Matt
remember when it's
Mercer.
coming out. No, I think it has Matt Mercer too. Like it has
Oh, okay.
everyone in it.
So you say those
Yeah,
other names,
like
but you don't say him. Okay, I got you.
bruh, just okay. Now, but that's another one that I'm looking forward to. But because of all of these other games, I know how much time I can put into a cozy game, so it might go straight to the back burner. But and actually, I'm just going to mention it because they confirmed a date just a couple of days ago for December. The Attack on Titan 3 game, that'll be another one that I'll get. But ultimately, the two biggest ones for this year: GTA 6, owning the month of November,
Yeah, and then Legend of Zelda,
and
depending on when it comes out.
yeah, which I will
I
mention.
seriously think it's going to come out either the first week of December or because it's gonna. I think what it's gonna try to do is it's gonna try to hit to where GTA's out for a couple weeks. They know there's gonna be the lull before they play online, so they'll release it then.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it won't be the week after because that's Thanksgiving week, but it could be because they could capitalize on the Black Friday stuff. I don't know, but that and also again not the 18th, but the day we're recording this, they have leaks that have come out now, so it may be confirmed by the time this episode comes out of a
And they're
limited
pretty
edition
good because of
40th
what they are. They're
anniversary
pictures of the actual like display boxes from Nintendo.
boxes. Yep,
So,
and it's been picked up by main. This isn't just TikTok stuff. Like IGN has picked this up, and that they are doing a 40th anniversary console and a 40th anniversary Pro controller.
which would make
They look
sense because there
amazing.
was a lot of people very upset that they weren't doing anything for 40th anniversary of Zelda.
I agreed.
So,
So the fact of the matter is, look, 2026 has the potential
to be a
to go
fantastic year in gaming.
down as one of the best years in gaming. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that there is not a slew of games coming out in January, February, or March so that we can catch up on our backlog.
Yeah.
Like, I would hope.
Because you're gonna
Um,
have it after towards the end of this year. Like I said, I
but
have
you know what?
until Kingdom Hearts comes out, and then
I just, I said I don't think there's anything coming out in January, February. No, I lied because Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis got pushed because of GTA and has a February 12th release date. But
as I say, I think there's another game that got pushed.
more importantly, February 16th, 2027, God of War Lao Fei.
That's what it was.
So
I knew there was.
we,
I forgot there was that. So that's my whole thing. I need to beat Ragnarok before Lao Fei comes out.
yeah.
Like
So
that
we're not
needs
going
to
to have a whole
happen.
lot of time. So, but yeah, I mean, look, we talked about our backlog. We talked about stuff that we're playing now. We've talked about stuff that's upcoming this year. I think that about does it for the story mode. I
Yeah.
think. I
Let's
think we feel good.
we can go ahead and hop into our side quests here.
Yep. Let's jump into our first one, which is going to be loadout. So, loadout this time. Now, we've done it in the past with like time capsules and different things. This time, what we're doing is we want to factor in, there's a few rules. We want to factor in games that we own right now, that we physically have. That's a damaging word right now. That we either physically have or in a digital library.
It's funny, just real quick. The AT&T guy that set up my internet today, because I got
Mhm.
different internet, flat out was like talking to me about GameStop and how physical gaming is gone and how digital gaming was taking over now, especially since Sony announced they're not doing digital or physical anymore.
It's a
So that
hot
was just
topic,
it
man.
was just
Hey, I
funny.
don't I don't know if you listened to the Midnight Reflections that I did, but I cover and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but so the rules for loadout is basically um we if our entire libraries that we currently have were to get removed and completely physical things thrown in the trash, digital companies pull them out of our library. If we could only keep 5 games, so
So I
that
still have
means
internet, so I can choose multiplayer games.
yes, you can choose multiplayer games. But this is looking at just right now the games that we own either physically or in a
That are
library. So we're not
released.
worried. We're not worried about games that aren't out yet, and we're not worried about games we don't own. Okay, so even though Metal Gear Solid 4 is my favorite game of all time, I don't own that, so that can't be one of my games. But we're picking 5 games across multiple platforms that we currently own. If our entire collection got deleted tomorrow, what 5 are we keeping?
My number one
You
is
go ahead and
Pokemon
start.
Champions.
That makes sense for how much you've been playing that. I feel like you'd be lost without it.
Yeah, I could not. I have to have it. Pokemon Champions is my number one.
Um, I am going to go with it's extreme recency bias, but I'm going Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Resynced.
Yeah.
Resynced.
Um. Mine are all going to be multiplayer games. League of Legends.
Oh my God, that's so toxic.
But all I play is multiplayer more than anything. We've had this conversation before.
Fair assessment. Fair assessment. I will go ahead and go multiplayer as well. And it's because I constantly go back to it. I know Wayne's going to cringe when he hears this. But I'm going to say Fortnite.
I figured you were going to say that. Um,
Yep.
Mine would have to be because I need to load back up and actually mess with the DLC a little bit. Yote. I gotta have
Ooh,
some kind
yeah,
of game
good
to play
call.
offline. So
Yep. They did the Legends DLC come out for that already?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. Okay, my third one would have to be so again, I'm thinking of my very specific collection. So I will say there's no way that I can't not keep a Metal Gear game. So I'm going to go with the Metal Gear Solid Volume 1 collection because that technically gives me like 4 games. So we're going to go with the Metal Gear Solid 1 collection.
Um, my recency game would have to be. I'll go ahead and give it Mistfall because right now it's what I'm playing. That and League are pretty much the only 2 games I'm playing.
Fair. That's fair. Fair assessment. I for my fourth one, we're on 4, right? Yeah. Um, I feel like I need a crafting survival game to keep in the mix. I feel that if I say Enshrouded, I've already got one recency bias game with Black Flag.
Yeah, but
So
you've
I'm gonna
played a
go
lot of it.
Valheim. Yeah, but I'm gonna go Valheim because I love and always go back to Valheim.
So
So
my
what's your
last
fifth
game,
and final?
there's no way I couldn't play it. It is the game that I always go back to. Um, I mean, I've went to its world championships. I've traveled to watch the game played. I've Smite 2.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I've played the game. I played Smite 1 for like 10 years, probably 9 or 10 years. I've played Smite
I
2.
didn't realize. I didn't realize there was a second one.
Smite 2 came
Oh.
out 3 years ago, I think, or 2 years ago.
Oh. Okay. I don't know why I thought that it was just like one game that has just
So it
continuously
was,
gotten.
and then they made Smite 2, and they're re-releasing all the gods from Smite 1 onto Smite 2, and there's just a lot going on. Now, do I love the game right now? No, but there's times that I will just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Smite, and then all of a sudden that's all I'll play for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Smite's one of those games like I've never deleted it off my system since I downloaded it. Like my PC has had it always.
That's fair. That makes sense.
So
Uh. Well, I think for my fifth one, so I've got a recency game, I've got one multiplayer game, I've got a survival game. Um, Dang, what was my third one?
the problem is
Oh,
like right now, like
Metal
thinking
Gear.
about it, everything that I
Yeah.
have is multiplayer except for one, technically. But like I have like a solo multiplayer game, like a just straight PvP game with champions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm waffling. I tell you, I'm waffling between GTA Online, and it's because it's online. You can play it single player. It has racing, it has flying, it has shooting, and all of the things. But I feel a weird way to backdoor my way into this 5 thing. Like by me saying Metal Gear, the collection, I've technically got 3 games on it. I'm going to say the Uncharted collection because that has 5 games on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Lost Legacy. So technically, with my 5, I have managed to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 games.
I have a game that I have thousands of hours in.
Was that League or Smite?
Smite.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I know you've been playing a lot of League lately. At least that's what I see in Discord.
Yeah, recently I've been playing more League than Smite, but that's just because we kind of got into it. Well, we're big on watching the esports, and the esports
Oh
is
yeah,
League's all League esports is all that's around really that we watch. League and COD. So, but I think that
that's
wraps it
fair.
up for this side quest, right?
It does. We our entire libraries have been bombed. We kept 5 games, and that's what we're stuck with.
Kind of
But
wish
that's
I would have
okay.
kept another Pokemon game, but Champions does it because
Hey, scratches that
Champions or
itch,
something.
you know.
Yeah. So
All right. Yep. So let's jump into our second and final side quest, which is going to be Disc of the Day. So, Disc of the Day, as mentioned during press start, is focused around Halo this time. Now, the reason that we decided to focus on Halo is because of the recent release of Campaign Evolved. Now, it came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, give or take. And for those who don't know,
still
it
can't believe it
is
didn't
a
come out with multiplayer though.
yeah, I know there's a lot of people barking about that. So I mean, it's the very first Halo game remade from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. It's just the campaign. There's no multiplayer. I
And
know there's a lot
there's
of people
quality of
pissed
life
about
stuff
that.
changes in it.
Oh yeah, they got the sprint button, which frankly, look, I know there were some people that were pissed about that, which I thought was stupid. Um, all of us, and I think it is a fair statement for me to say, all of us click the left stick to sprint. Like we
Games
expect,
just play faster now.
yes. And when they did, and what is kind of weird and annoying is they did do a remake of Halo 1 already, and 2 and 3 for that matter, on the Master Chief Collection. Um, and the thing is, if you go back and play that, there's no sprint button. It feels so incredibly slow.
Mhm.
And them adding the sprint button in this one was outstanding. It looked great. It was absolutely gorgeous. The prequel mentions in it, awesome. Added to the story, added to the lore, added to the game. More Master Chief, more Johnson. It was a great time.
At the
Um,
same time, though, like I hope that this is not the only course of action they go with Halo, where they're just going to keep doing remakes of each of the games. You know,
yeah.
but
Now,
the problem is the last couple of new Halos, like even Halo Infinite, like people didn't love them. You know,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Obviously, from a Halo perspective, we've got Halo, we've got Halo 2, we got Halo 3, we got Halo 3 ODST, we got Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite. That's your mainline Halo, right? And then, of course, you got Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2.
isn't
Um,
there some type of tactics Halo game too? I feel like.
well, Halo Wars is your RTS, like
Yeah,
Command
but
and
that's not what I'm
Conquer.
talking about.
I think Spartan Assault maybe might be the one you're
Maybe that's
thinking
what I'm
of.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, of those Halo games, they've remade, I think, one, two, three. I don't think Reach and ODST were on the Master Chief Collection, were they? Or
No,
were
I
they?
think it was just your main. I think it was just the main line. I think it was 1 through 4.
Yeah, yeah. So, but they remade, one and two because you could toggle back and forth, and they looked great, but they still felt slow, but they did have multiplayer. Um,
I think that's what
I
the biggest thing that the only thing that this one was missing. I've talked to a couple people about that. They still have the couch co-op. They have a little bit of quality of life updates for the game. That's what a lot of people like, but they don't not having multiplayer. Well, and the fact that this is the first one on PlayStation. That's the other part.
Which I totally bought it on PlayStation. Like, yes, I have Game
It
Pass.
had to be
Yes, I
weird
could have
playing that
played it.
game with a PlayStation controller, though.
It was, but there was also something really cool about it. Now
Well, actually,
the
I feel
thing
like they've already announced something with Halo and said it's not coming. Like, or maybe
I
it was,
I th- no I bet they're doing the exact same thing that they did with Gears. They released Gears of War.
which is why they've already said the E Day is not coming to PS5. Like, it's
Yeah. What was that?
specific.
Reloaded. They launched that on PlayStation, and then they've said, okay, no more, are coming to. I think they did that, hoping that it will bait people to Xbox. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do with Halo because they've confirmed that they are doing this same style remake for Halo 2 and Halo 3. That's been confirmed. Now, the question is it just the campaign or are they going to add multiplayer? Um, I Even though I'm not a competitive multiplayer guy, the bulk of my multiplayer experiences that I retain and recall the most are from Halo 2. And I would very much love a modern Halo 2 multiplayer. Would I suck at
Yes,
it?
but
Absolutely.
I was gonna say it would have to have the multiplayer to make it worth it to me.
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, and what's funny about us talking about Halo, I think it was our second episode where I screwed up the blind ranking, the first now loading side quest, and we did like ranking of Halo games that I jacked up. But it was a
Yeah,
ranking
well,
specific one
but it made sense to come back and do a disc of the day on it just because the remake.
because the new one came
So,
out.
well, and you're
Um,
you're seeing more of these remakes now anyway. Like we've talked
oh
about this
well,
before. Like
and look, I have no problem with remakes. The fact that these
I
things are
think it just
being
depends on the
remade,
game to decide whether I like it or not.
agreed. I will say taking a game like Halo that was on the original Xbox and remaking, cool. I'm okay with that. I love Naughty Dog very much. Have they milked the ever loving shit out of The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 with remakes? Yes. Do I love Bethesda? Yes. Have they milked the crap out of Scott?
Dude,
Yes.
we still haven't Elder Scrolls 6. I think one of the last was it the last festival was supposed to have something really
Yeah. Nothing.
like big on it. And I don't even think we saw a trailer. We didn't see
No.
anything.
No.
We got a
The only thing,
tease. We got a little bit of a tease. I do
yeah, the
remember that during the Xbox
only
showcase.
well, that was
But
no the last time we heard about Elder Scrolls 6 was like 8 years ago.
I thought it
Like it's
was
insane.
I thought it was on there.
No,
They
no,
said something about it. Or maybe
no.
that was what they were expecting it to be. Like
Yeah,
they were expecting that.
all Bethesda has done is confirmed a remake, so back to the remake point of Fallout 3 and Fallout New
That's
Vegas,
right. Because what's his
which I'm
name?
okay with.
Todd
Todd
Howard.
Todd Howard, yeah.
It came out and said something and was like, everyone's like, "Oh, Elder Scrolls 6."
And he's
Yeah.
like, "No, no."
So
But back
maybe that's a big thing they do this year, like at the Game Awards. We got Game Fest, Summer Game Fest, or not Summer Game Fest. Uh,
Tokyo Game Show's coming up
Tokyo Game
soon.
Show's coming up.
Yeah,
So
well,
maybe.
and technically award show stuff wise or announcement wise, we've got D23 going on. Actually, when this airs, it would have been last week. Tokyo Game Show is in September, and then of course, as we get closer to Game
Yeah,
Awards, we'll
but D
talk about
twenty
that.
three is not as big of an announcement for that as much as it is for movies and we think.
It's not, but literally, there's like half of a day dedicated to Kingdom Hearts. Did you not know
Oh, I
this?
guess that makes sense. Yeah, no, I do remember reading about
Oh
this.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, but back to Halo. So we've established because we've talked through this. Halo 2 is my favorite. I think you say Halo 3 is yours, right?
just because that's what I played the most.
Yeah. Now, I'm okay with them remaking 2. I'm okay with them remaking 3. I'm cool with that. Modernize it. I do think they're not going to be able to put people off with no multiplayer for long, but apparently there is information rumbling around about Halo Studios, formerly 343, but now rebranded to Halo Studios, is apparently working on a Destiny clone that is Halo.
That would be
And
cool.
well, and frankly, it'd be perfect because right now there is nothing to replace Destiny. Marathon is not going to replace Destiny.
Marathon was
Um,
not great.
that is apparent by the player counts. If something could come in with, I hate to say it, but basically the exact same thing as Destiny, to replace it, the only one I feel like they could pull it off would be Halo.
Yeah. Could you imagine a Halo where you have like different classes and stuff and you're going on raids and yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Dude, Halo Reach, you had all the different one, you had the sniping, the one with the big machine gun. Like use that as a methodology. You know what I mean? Um, so I don't know if it's true or not. But to me, Halo doing these remakes and putting it on PlayStation, like we are exposing people to Halo. That's why I don't mind remakes because some people won't go back and play the old stuff because it just feels old to them. So when they remake the shit, it's going to bring these Gen Z folks, these Gen Alpha folks into these games that are so iconic. Um, but I will say, in having this discussion about Halo, I'm totally going to put Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 on my backlog because those games are amazing and they're RTS games. They are perfect passive
I
games.
played Halo Wars not too long ago.
Oh, it's so good. And it's on Game Pass. But I think I have it on Steam. I think I bought it on Steam now that I think about it. Those are great games. Great games.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, let's wrap up our last side quest and go ahead and pivot to our save point. Well, I mean, we talked about it was all games, but we talked about a lot of shit today.
yeah, there's a lot of games. A lot of games that are out, not out, coming out.
I mean, backlogs, what we're playing, what we're
Even
looking
talking about
forward to
games like
playing.
even though it was a Halo side quest, talking about games that were ready to eventually come out with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
well, the fact again, I mean, with the Halo remake, it takes us down that rabbit hole of remakes. I mean, it just inevitably happens. But
yeah.
I mean, Black Flag was a remake, absolutely amazing. I'm perfectly fine with remakes, 100%.
So,
Um, but
but
we
what do
did.
we
We
got
talked
going on
about a lot
next
of
week?
stuff. Good ask. Next week's episode, it should be a trio. Okay, we're going to be bringing Howie back to the fold, and it's going to be a Dragon Ball focused episode next week. And I mean, all things Dragon Ball, the anime, the games, the card games, all the memories associated, the voice actors. We're just going to talk all things Dragon Ball. It is going to be a trio, which means it could be a little longer. Not like our debate episode. That one's legendary. I don't know if we'll ever top that. But that's going to be next week. All things Dragon Ball related. Um, as always, we really appreciate you hanging out with us and listen to us yak for over an hour every week. And you can always reach out to us through all the social media platforms. The Discord is there. You and the links are available. If you join in Discord, I try and post in there as often as I can with different things. If you're already in the Discord, feel free to always chat with us in there. I usually sometimes I drop the episodes early in Discord. I've been trying to do that a lot here lately. You can also email us at the midnight release pod at gmail.com. And, based on stats, we've been having a lot of new locations and new regions popping up on the download charts. So, folks around the world that are consuming the midnight release, we appreciate it very much. Any feedback that you have, always let us know. And yeah, I mean, it's a great time.
Yeah.
We're
Thank
still
you all
enjoying it.
again for listening. Like we always say, thank you. We appreciate it.
Very, very much. And like I mentioned at the start of the episode, next week's episode, which will be the Dragon Ball focused one, is going to be our even though it will be episode 43, it will be the 50th uploaded episode when you factor in our point fives and our reflections. So kind of a big milestone next week.
So
But ultimately, everyone just always remember that some memories are worth lining up for.